This year, I am being more intentional than ever with my grocery budget. For 2026, I have set the goal of only spending $400 per month at the grocery store. This is to feed a family of 4 living in the Midwest in the US. Let's go ahead and jump into shopping trip number 1. It was Meijer and it was 4/1 or April 1st. I was desperate, okay? In March, I blew my budget by March 16th. So I have gone quite a while without grocery shopping. 2 weeks is hard for me. It just is. So anyway, April 1st, we went to the store. I was desperate and I knew this was going to be a big shop. On this first shopping trip, we started out with bananas for $2.42. We got some apples for $2.76. Green grapes for $4.88. A purple onion, or we call them purple onions, red onion for $1.15. Potatoes, they were buy one for $2.99, get the second one for $1, so $3.99 total. Strawberries were buy one, get one free, so I got 2 of them for a total of $4.49. Yogurt tubes for $1.99. Yogurt for $2.99. Another yogurt for $3.89. Heavy whipping cream, 3 of them at $3.09, which totaled $9.27. We got some dairy-free cheese for my dairy-free child. 3 of those, $3.69 each, totaling $11.07. Hot dogs for $4.99. Oatmeal for $4.69. Club crackers, 2 boxes for $6, so $3 a piece. I like to get these at Sam's, but haven't been to Sam's lately. Taco shells for $3.19. A hot dog bun for $1.59. Hamburger bun for $1.59. Bread for $1.99. Peanut butter for $6.99. This is the really big jar. We got some fettuccine pasta at $1.09 each for $2.18 total. Eggs, these were on sale for $1.69, so I got 3 of them. Stock up when prices are low, totaling $5.07. Ramen was $3.99. Crispy onions for $2.59. I don't like buying these here, but my kid really wanted them. They just like to eat them sometimes. And so yeah, that was a splurge. Chips, $6. Again, another 3 bags of chips for $6. Pudding, $1.19. Rice Krispie cereal for $2.19. That seemed like a pretty good deal. Country Crock butter, $5.79, and I got 10 cents back on Ibotta. And then I got 5 of these pepperonis. They were on sale for $3.29, which is already a good deal. Then I got $1 back on each from Ibotta. So today I spent $16.45. We'll circle back to that Ibotta deal. Frozen strawberries. So it's 3 pounds. And if you bought the whole strawberries, they were $9.99. So 3 pounds of strawberries for basically $10. Now, if you bought them where they were cut or sliced, they were $12.99. So I saved $3 by buying the whole strawberries instead of the cut ones. I use these for smoothies, and honestly, would the cut ones be nice? Yes. But what I'll do is I'll just set them in the blender a little bit early so I have a little bit of time to thaw, and the whole strawberries blend up just fine. Okay, I want to circle back and talk a little bit about Ibotta. So no sponsorship, anything like that. I would love it, but I use Ibotta. I like to coupon and I like to get deals, and Ibotta this week had some deals. Okay, so the Country Crock butter, it was like 10 cents. Woohoo, I got 10 cents back. Hang on though. Then the pepperoni, it was 5 of them and I got $1. So on this shopping trip alone, I got $5.10 back. Now I'm not counting that as a deduction. I still spent that money. I get it back on my Ibotta app. Money was still gone. It still left my wallet. So I am still tracking that, and it still is counting in my grocery budget, okay? I could get picky about that, but I'm not going to. Now, here's the deal though. I got $5.10, but this was April 1st, also April Fool's Day. And on Ibotta, they had these little bonus drops, and they happen all the time. There's usually a midweek bonus and a weekend bonus. And if you get so many deals, or if you submit so many offers, you get bonuses. So on April 1st, they did an April Fool's bonus, and I think that one you only had to do 2 items. I think that one was 2 items got you $2, I'm pretty sure, and I obviously got 2 offers. So I got $2. And then there was another one, and I don't recall if it was a weekend bonus where you had to get 5 offers or something. I got $3 more. So I completed 2 bonuses. I don't do that very often, but I did. At this specific time, I got 2 bonuses that equaled $5. So altogether, this day on Ibotta, I got $10.10 back. For me, that is an absolute great deal. And a lot of times I will use that Ibotta money for CVS couponing. I can link some videos where I talk about that. And that's a whole nother side hobby that I love to do, is get basically household items, personal care items, hugely on sale at CVS. So if you're interested in checking out Ibotta, if you use my referral code, it depends on the day, but sometimes I will get $7 back. Sometimes I will get $10 back when you redeem your first offer. And I believe typically when you redeem your first offer or two, don't quote me on it, you get $5 instantly on your account. So it's a fun app. Use my referral, and that's a way to say thanks to me. I'm not monetized currently on this channel, so I make nothing on these YouTube videos. So if you want to give me a thanks, use my referral code for Ibotta. What did this trip total me? Okay, so this first trip of April totaled me $141.37. Okay, let's jump into trip number 2. Again, I went to Meijer. This was April 8th. So 4/8, we went back to Meijer. My goal here, because I did that big first trip stock up, was to stay minimal. I completely failed. Let's jump into it. Okay, so this second trip to Meijer starts off with my typical bananas at $1.36. Got some chives for 99 cents. Blackberries on sale. These were 2 for $1, great price. Grapes, $4.72. Strawberries, I spent $7.98 on those. Jalapeno for 14 cents. My dairy-free cheese, I spent $12 here. They were on sale 2 for $6. Mozzarella cheese was $6.99. Colby Jack, $6.99. And the block of Colby, $6.99. Chocolate chips were $9.99. This has gone down, which is great. They were $19.98 total. Graham crackers for $2. Pudding for $5. That was a deal. Didn't feel like I could pass it up. Same with the dairy-free cheese. Couldn't pass up that deal. We got bologna for $2.79. Okay, these chicken breasts. So I did a video going over chicken and chicken breast versus the whole chicken. You can check that out on my channel. These chicken breasts were on sale so great. I honestly never see this price. They were 99 cents a pound. So one of these was $4.72. The other one was $5.10. So these 2 sheets of chicken cost me under $10. Then I got 2 whole chickens. These were buy one, get one 50% off. So I spent $8.76 and $4.37. That's an amazing price. I was really pumped about that. And I also needed this chicken for that video that I wanted to film. Okay, so that was for obviously eating, but also for filming purposes that I purchased those and because they were a deal. Then I grabbed hamburgers. They were supposed to be $12, but they rang up at $13. I didn't fight with anybody about it. It is what it is. And I got some frozen limeade for $3.98. This is a treat for mom. Sometimes in the summer, we do margaritas and we do use this frozen limeade to make them. So the total on this trip was $120.26. What happened? This was supposed to be a quick get in and get out of the store. It was supposed to be a small grocery haul. I failed completely. Why? Deals. Deals suck me in, but deals are how I stay ahead, how I keep my pantry stocked, how I keep my freezer stocked, okay? The chicken, it was a great deal. I needed it to film a video. Pudding cups were on sale. When they're on sale, I buy 4 of them. It was 4 for $5. I'm gonna stock up. The non-dairy cheese for my child who is allergic to dairy, they normally cost me, I believe, $3.69. Well, they were on sale for $3. I saved 69 cents times those 4 bags that I purchased. To me, that's worth it because we go through it. I'm not buying items that I never buy or use. I'm buying my normal items, but when they're on sale, I'm stocking up. I'm all about that. The other thing that I noticed, either on my app or in the store at Meijer, they were doing a promo where if you spent $100, you got a $10 coupon to use next time you came into the store. So I was like, well, I'd like to hit 100 because that just makes sense. And I got pretty close to it anyway. And I ended up spending $120.26. Got that $10 coupon. I don't count that on this trip. However, I do use it on the next trip. And before we jump into trip number 3, I do want to point out, I do all this shopping on a $400 budget. I don't count actual alcohol if we buy any. We don't drink a lot, but if my husband wants a case of beer, I don't count that. It's not food for our family. I don't count cleaning products like Windex, things like that. They're not on here. Toothpaste, no. Saran wrap, no. $400 a month on food. Now, just in case you're thinking, well, what if you eat out all the time? We don't. This is $400 and it is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, my kids go to school, they pack lunches. When my husband goes to work, he packs the lunch. When I go, lunches, we pack. We pack lunches, we eat at home. In a typical month, we eat out about 2 times. If I can run the credit card and find out how many times I eat, I will throw that on the screen right now. Okay, editing Amanda jumping in here real quick because April, I did spend more than I realized going out to eat and on restaurants. So real quick, let's run through it. We went out as a family, plus my dad went with us, so grandpa. That meal cost us $72.47 because we paid for him. That's why normally as a family we're more like $50. My husband got lunch one time this month for $4.12. Every now and then I don't have leftovers, so he will do a quick McDonald's run. After that, we went out as a family another time and we spent $52.43. This was at a restaurant called O'Charlie's. Then my sister came over with her kids on the weekend and we did order pizza. The last time they were here and I made homemade pizza, they weren't really a big fan of it, so we ordered some out. We actually spent $21.80 on this, and then on Upside, we got $6 back. I will leave my referral for Upside. They do gas, grocery stores, and restaurants. They don't do grocery stores in my area, but they do gas, and the restaurants are growing quickly. So we had a great, maybe 30% back, something like that. And we got $6 back on Upside. And then the final restaurant we went to, just as a family, but we went there with friends, our bill was $85.50. This was social. When it comes to things like taking out grandpa, sister coming over, going out to dinner with friends, it is social, and therefore I'm open to stretching the budget for that. We don't have a defined budget, like we can only spend $100 at restaurants. That's not how it is. It's more like we track our spending and we need to keep it under control overall. This was a high month. Hopefully next month we can do a little more eating at home. All right, let's move right along into trip number 3. This one was April 21st. Now this trip, I really was trying to stay low because I didn't want to blow that budget. I want to keep it throughout the entire month. Diving into trip number 3, we are going to start off with bananas, $2.71. Strawberries, they were 3 for $5. I'm so excited for summer and getting deals on produce. Grapes were $3.71. I bought a pretty small bag today. Red onion for $1.28. Coleslaw for $1.99. String cheese for $3.39, only for the lunchbox. Parmesan cheese, $2.19. Cream cheese, $2.99. Colby Jack block of cheese for $6.99. Some shaker cheese for $2.99. Bologna, 2 for $5. Ground beef, this was 5 pounds for $22.99. Peanut butter for $6.99. Club crackers for $3.59. Elbow pasta cost me $2. Chips, 3 of them for $6. Bread, $1.99. And popsicles, 2 of them at $2.99 each, or $5.98 total. Popsicles because we are going into summer and you gotta have a little bit of summer fun. On this trip, my original number spent was $87.78, but I'm gonna go ahead and deduct that $10 coupon because that did come off in store. So what left my wallet that day was $77.78. All right, so I kept this trip pretty minimal, not too much damage done overall. I did get a 10 cents back on Ibotta for the Parmesan shredded cheese that I purchased. So did I really need to buy that? No, but I was like, 10 cents off, let's go ahead and grab it today. I also, sometimes with Ibotta, you have those bonuses. So if I see an easy deal, sometimes I'll do it because maybe it'll get me to a bonus where I get an extra $3 or $5, which really help and really add up on Ibotta. Again, that referral code I'll throw on the screen. And now let's go ahead and jump into trip number 4, where I wanted to use up my budget and hit that $400 number as close as possible. Okay, let's start off with strawberries. They were 3 for $5. Bananas, somehow I managed to spend exactly $1 on bananas. So crazy. Green grapes for $5.53. Jalapeno for 10 cents. This lettuce rang up at 14 cents. I think that was a mistake. Oats for $4.49. Almond milk for $2.29. Syrup for $2.39. Now this olive oil was not labeled correctly. I thought I was buying like $4 olive oil. Thought it was kind of junk, but I'm on a tight budget. It rang up at $11.49. So I kind of underestimated and overestimated with the lettuce mistake and the olive oil mistake. So it worked out. Got some more crispy onions for $2.59. Again, my kid just really likes these and I do use them on dishes sometimes, like as a topping. Chicken breast for $12.08. Frozen hamburgers for $10.99. I thought I would give frozen a try on this day. Previously, I spent $13 and I believe I got 2 pounds. This time, I believe I got 2 pounds for $10.99, but frozen, just giving things a try. And then I got these Rosina meatballs. They were on sale for $5.99, but I had a free coupon. The coupon actually could have gone up to like $8.99, but they happen to be on sale. Whatever. So I got these for free. All right, so trip number 4 came with a couple mistakes, but then it came with using that free coupon. Where did I get that coupon? A previous video that I filmed was I emailed I don't even remember, 50 or 100, maybe 50 companies. and basically asked them for coupons. It was when we moved into our new house and I was like, hey, we're new to the area. Can you send us some coupons? Or we just moved trying to stock our fridge and freezer. And this was one of the best value coupons that I got. I should have used it a long time ago, but I didn't think Meijer carried it. And I would always forget to use this coupon, but I've been hanging on to it for a really long time. It had no expiration date. So I used it and I got a free item out of the deal. So message Rosina if you want a good coupon. Maybe they'll send it your way. And check out that video for more ideas on which companies you can email. How much did I spend on trip number 4? $58.09. So my 4 trips totaled $397.50. I was so close to nailing my $400 budget. So what's the plan for next month? All right, I successfully did it this month. This is how I don't get a lot of snack food. I don't get a lot of junk food. I get a lot of ingredients to make meals. What am I gonna do though next month? Well, here's the thing. We have a pool. So what happens when you have a pool? People come over, you host, and honestly, I'm happy to make food from scratch, but I also want to enjoy the pool and I want to be social and I want to be outside. So Sam's Club is on the list for this month, probably Kroger and Aldi as well. I would like to stock up on freezer pizzas. Usually I make them from scratch, but like I said, I want to enjoy the pool. I don't want to be inside cooking the whole time. Pizzas, chicken nuggets, French fries, some of the freezer food that I typically don't buy. I've gotten away from buying it. It's convenience food and it's maybe not as good for you or just not a necessity. I am going to do a little bit of stocking up on that. I'm probably going to really struggle on my May budget because of that. Hopefully I have enough in my fridge and freezer and pantry to kind of get us by. The $400 is starting to feel heavy. We just don't have like snack food. We don't have like certain things and I have to make things and that's fine, but even I'll run out of ingredients to make the things, if that makes sense. So, you know, it's like, oh, we don't have snacks. I'll make Rice Krispies. I'm running out of Krispies. I'm running out of marshmallows. Or, oh, let's do chocolate chip banana bread. I'm running out of chocolate chips. So it's getting a little tight on the $400 budget. It really is. I'm trying to keep it going though. And, you know, one month, maybe it's a lot of meat that I buy or pasta. One month, it's a lot of like dairy and maybe I can squeeze some snacks in. I'm trying to coupon and I'm trying to look out for deals and keep the budget on track. So that's how I did it this month and that's how I'm doing it moving forward. I have a whole playlist. Okay, I've been doing this all of 2026 and going to continue to do so. So check out the full playlist. I'll have it linked down in the description, as well as my Ibotta referral code. Give Ibotta a try. All right, I would greatly appreciate it if you use my code. Thank you so much. Have a great day.